Investment advisory services offered through Independent Solutions Wealth Management and Blackridge Asset Management, LLC. Peak Broker Services, LLC is not an affiliate of Independent Solutions or Financial Guys, LLC.
You're listening to The Financial Guys.
We're $23 trillion in debt, honey. We don't have an extra surplus of money.
Newsflash, guys, stop attacking businesses, because when all the businesses are gone, nobody's going to pay your salary anymore. You get that?
If the goal is to create a loser mentality, you're winning.
I'm going to build a big, beautiful wall with a big, beautiful door. Well, guess what? We have a big, beautiful door, all right. It's the wide open southern border, right?
Yeah.
Here's Glenn Wiggle and Mike Lomas.
All right, welcome everybody to the Financial Guys, I guess not radio podcast, but the Financial Guys podcast, video podcast as well, right? It's both in podcast audio form as well as on video. We appreciate you joining any way you're joining us. This is, of course, the podcast where money meets politics. I'm so used to saying radio show where money meets politics. But it's our podcast. We've been on now for a year. We're going to talk mainly politics today. We may get to a little bit of money. Earnings seem to be in full swing, and so far so good.
Trading
right?
in a range here, which is good if you're a rebalancer, good if you're taking advantage of the volatility, which we said forever. You got to take advantage of the volatility. Don't be afraid of it, and it's okay. Right? We're going to see you probably see the market go sideways a little bit here going into 2020, I would think.
Well, most of our analysts are hoping for that, right? So if you listen to any of our, we do conference calls every quarter. We do in-person economic update every quarter. Some of those things are available on our website, thefinancialguys.com, for replay. But our analysts are talking exactly about that. They're hoping for a sideways market this year, so that there's no issues with getting too far over the skis in a big.
Yeah, some of the earnings have really gotten. Some of the prices have gotten a little bit frothy. So price relative to earnings, and it's a good time to hopefully start to see some of those earnings catch up to the price.
Yeah, absolutely. So of course, if you need us, anytime you have a question, you can always use us as a resource. If you think like us, go to our website again, thefinancialguys.com. Today's show, however, I thought we would focus on Mini Mike Bloomberg because, man, oh man, it just seems like there's a constant plethora of, I don't know.
Well, apparently he's rising in the polls. I'm not sure what polls he's rising in.
Well, he's rising in the polls because he's spending $1 gajillion.
Tons of money, yeah.
Right. So he's, I've seen his ads on
and to be
TV,
honest,
radio.
some of the other candidates are so bad that, it really is,
They're hopeful.
It's anybody's game, really.
I don't know, though, if this is the Bloomberg camp leaking these things out to just get it out of the way, or if this is like, a Bernie Sanders. I will say this, though, and I think, I don't know if it was Rush that said this or who said this, but if Bernie gets ousted again, and there's a likelihood that Bernie is going, they don't want him to have the Democrat nominee. They do not. The Democrats, they talk about it.
Well, they know he's got no shot of winning.
Well, they all talk about, they all love their socialism, right?
Yeah.
Most of them just want to keep it kind of under wraps.
They know
right?
they can't win on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So they want to impose socialism. Yeah. Don't misunderstand.
Just slowly.
They just don't want you to know about it. Like boiling a frog, right?
Yeah.
They just want to turn up the water so little bit. But they'll never really come out and tell you we are socialists. No. Now, Bernie's done it. Bernie's come out and said, I am a Democrat. In fact, he gets like this. I am a Democrat, so there's a difference. In front of my socialism, there's a Democrat in front of it. Democratic socialism is basically, here's how it works. In regular socialism, they take all of your shit, okay? In Democrat socialism, you vote for the person to take your shit.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how it is, right? It's ridiculousness. Every socialist regime started off as basically being voted in, right? And once they seized power, even Fidel Castro, he was voted in.
Well, it's always bigger government will fix the problem that big government made, right? So they just can this hamster on a wheel that just never stops. Yep.
So Mini Mike now is their great white hope, right? So they're hoping it would beyond a doubt that Bloomberg becomes their nominee. Now he's actually rumored. Now they've not denied it, so they're talking about it. Bloomberg is in talks with Hillary Clinton to put her on the ticket. Honest to God, that's like saying, boy, I wish I want to hang out at the leper colony because really I'm just hoping to maybe get what they got.
She's really like herpes, though, isn't she? She's like herpes.
Or leprosy.
Just when you think it's gone, it comes right back.
Honest to God. She just never
Not
goes
that I know.
away.
I've read articles.
Never goes away, right? Just keeps flaring right back up. Bloomberg, however, honest to God, Bloomberg is what every Democrat wishes Trump was, right? They all wish Trump was a racist. They think he is at least.
Women hater. Yeah.
He's a misogynist. Yep. He's a racist. He's anti-immigrant. And da-da-da-da-da-da. Bloomberg is actually all of those things, right?
Yeah.
Now, Trump got in trouble almost for the Access Hollywood tape where he said, you could grab in Hollywood, you can get away with anything. You can grab a woman by the what.
Yeah.
But he didn't say he did. He said you could get away with that. He
Yeah.
was referring, I believe, to people like Harvey Weinstein, who was doing things like that. So his experience in Hollywood, what he was saying was, listen, you can get away with anything in Hollywood. This is the kind of stuff that they do. And guess what? Like everything else, Trump was right.
Yeah.
But Bloomberg,
Not right, by the way. Not right what he said. But
no, it's not right what he said, but he was right that he was correct in what he said.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was correct that in Hollywood, people like Matt Lauer, people like Harvey Weinstein.
Weinstein's then his rape trial starts, the deliberation starts this week.
Oh, he's going to jail. He's done.
Well, he should go to jail.
If you watched any of that, he's finished.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to.
By the way, do you see?
If he gets off,
how fake is he? How fake is he with his cane? And come on, he comes in.
Yeah, they'll give him
all weak and mild.
They'll probably beat him to death with it in prison, so that's fine.
I hope he gets what he deserves. Let's just put it that way.
If he doesn't go to prison, then obviously there's this two-tier justice system in this country is getting out of control. But anyway,
he'll go to prison, and he's just about going to rat on the rest of Hollywood, and miraculously his cell will be left open, and he'll be gone.
Exactly. Yeah, he'll get transferred to a prison with no protection, just like Whitey
the
Bulger
cameras
did.
got shut. We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Whitey Bulger, I'll never forget that.
Temporary guards.
We should keep mentioning that because
temporary guards.
They didn't cover this at all, but Whitey Bulger was about to start singing like a canary on Robert Mueller and the FBI and the fact that they allowed him to go out there and murder people while they knowingly, he was an FBI informant, while they knowingly kept innocent people in jail. There was at least 3 people that were innocent of the crimes that Whitey Bulger committed. The FBI knew it under Robert Mueller, and he was, then they suppressed the information in order to keep him as an informant, all the while knowingly keeping innocent people in jail. That's Robert Mueller. That's our FBI, right? So as soon as that came out, and Whitey Bulger's name was surfaced, they transferred Whitey Bulger to a federal prison in Virginia. He was killed within 48 hours.
Yep.
He wasn't there more than a week, and he was dead, right?
Yep.
They left him unprotected.
How could that be?
Guy was 80-something years old in a wheelchair.
How could that be?
They allowed him to get beaten to death.
How could that be? How could that be? How could he not be under 24-hour surveillance, right? 7 days a week. Yeah, he was. Just the wrong people monitoring him. Yeah.
That's right. So anyway, so Bloomberg is everything that the liberals would hope that Donald Trump was, but isn't, right? He is a racist. Clearly, we've heard the comments. Well, let's just play some of the comments.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so good that I got to turn my my Bluetooth thing back on here because I didn't have it set up.
And the Democrats are just desperate for a moderate, right? Which he is. I mean, he comes across sometimes as being more moderate, right? He talks about, when he talked about, well, we'll listen to this comment, but, he is right about cleaning up the inner city and where the problems are, but clearly that's not going to work on the Democrat ticket right now.
No doubt about it. Well, when he talks about certain things, he is right, but the way he talks about it. See, the thing is,
he comes across as being very arrogant.
Yeah, when he talks about, blacks,
very unlikable,
and not being able to, don't have skill sets or jobs. What he should be talking about is the fact that we have failing school systems that aren't educating these folks so that they have the opportunity to gain skills, to go on.
What he should be talking about is the Democrats are not giving them school choice to be able to get out of these failing school systems with 30% graduation rates and continuing to let these kids suffer through a system that they know is completely broken.
But what happens is that he comes across, and rightfully so, because this is what he believes. He actually thinks he's above all these folks. He detests.
Sure he does.
He detests these people, farmers and folks like that.
He's just so much smarter.
He doesn't like it all.
He's just so much smarter than them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Tells them what to eat, what to drive.
Exactly. Yeah, we should pull one of those clips too. Where's now I have nothing here. I got no Wi-Fi.
Not allowed to have some French fries with trans fats in them, but or drive a vehicle, gas guzzling SUV. But he hops in his helicopter and flies from building to building.
Exactly,
not a problem.
So this is Mini Mike on the high crime rates. This is one of the original clips that came out. And then we'll play some other clips as well. So this is Mini Mike here. Original quotes.
Murders and murderers and murder victims fit one MO. You can just take the description, Xerox it, and pass it out to all the cops. They are male, minorities, 15 to 25. That's true in New York. It's true in virtually every city. And that's where the real crime is. You've got to get the guns out of the hands of the people that get killed. So you want to spend the money, put a lot of cops in the street, put those cops where the crime is, which means in minority neighborhoods. So it's one of the unintended consequences is people say, oh my God, you are arresting kids for marijuana that are all minorities. Yes, that's true. Why? Because we put all the cops in minority neighborhoods. Yes, that's true. Why do we do it? Because that's where all the crime is. And the way you get the guns out of the kids' hands is to throw them against the wall and frisk them.
Throw them against the wall and frisk them. See, this is where, now here's the thing, right? Look, we all know that there's a higher crime rate, sadly, in minority communities. Yeah. Those are the very folks, by the way, that need to have concealed carry permits to be able to protect themselves, because that's where a lot of the crime is, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, those are the ones that are not only where the crime is being committed, but of course that's where the victims, of course, then that crime is, right? So you've got to look at it from both sides of the table. But the thing is, when Bloomberg talks about you got to grab these kids and throw them up against the wall and frisk them, now you're crossing a line. I said from the get-go, I don't know how that's even constitutional, right? Yeah. I was against stop and frisk from the day that they put it in place. I was from right out of the gate. I said this is absolutely wrong. I'm shocked that it was held up in court. I mean, the fact is, you should not be, without any sort of preponderance of guilt or some sort of a what do you call it? If you look like you're
you should have some kind
suspicious,
of
right? Without any sort of a suspicious activity or suspicious behavior, or maybe a bulge on a side that looks like maybe you're carrying a handgun or something like that.
Looks like you're doing something wrong to deserve to be.
So let's say this. Let's say I'm in New York, right? I have a concealed carry permit, right? Now I do the best I can to conceal it. That's the whole idea of a concealed carry permit. So I'm hoping that nobody knows that I have a pistol on me when I do and when I don't. But let's just say for a second that, maybe my coat is bulging out a little bit. Maybe I'm carrying my full-size 1911 45 with a 5-inch barrel as opposed to my subcompact 9 millimeter. Let's say I wanted to up a caliber, right? And it's a bulkier gun, right? So that might print on my shirt. Let's say that gun is printing on my shirt, right? Is that does that give an officer the ability to throw me up against the wall
Absolutely
and
not.
frisk me? Hell no. Now, if a police officer wants to come up and say, "Sir, it looks like your gun is printing. You do a better job in concealing that firearm." Okay, fine. But it doesn't give you a right to suddenly now go and rifle through my pockets, right? That's not right. That crossed the line, and that was directly targeted at African Americans in New York City, where they were grabbing kids that were doing nothing wrong other than just being black, and they were throwing them up against the wall like Bloomberg wanted and frisking them. Look, Bloomberg would not have been mayor if it wasn't for Rudy Giuliani. Basically, everybody loved Mayor Rudy, right? But Rudy was the America's mayor, right? After 9/11, Rudy was there to console America, console New York City. Rudy was a wonderful mayor and is a great person. He was a great prosecutor, a big fan of Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani handpicked Bloomberg, who at the time was a registered Republican. When he got into office, he switched to independent. He won, I think, his second term independent before he went on to become a Republican. Bloomberg's actually fairly moderate. There's a lot of things that I would agree with Bloomberg on. Not gun control, clearly.
Right.
But there's a lot of things like the banks that I would happen to agree with Bloomberg on.
Even to be honest
with you.
But
this is where he crossed the line.
Yeah,
right?
he crossed the line with the end of it with throwing them against the wall, but he's right about how to fix the problem, which is put cops on every street corner, right?
See,
but the way he comes across is so damn arrogant, right?
Yeah.
And first of all, you don't throw people up against a wall. And second of all, if you want to win the Democrat nomination, you certainly don't start talking about every criminal looks the same and they're all male minorities, right? I mean, that's just not going to win the Democrat nomination.
Well, let me say this. In places like Chicago, the police chief there, who I think has recently resigned, they do have the cops in the right neighborhoods. They are patrolling the violent neighborhoods. They are getting these people off the streets. The problem are these liberal judges that put them right back out there. See, I think the New York PD is doing a wonderful job. I think the New York City police officers, despite the fact that they're absolutely demonized by de Blasio, who's an absolute creep, I think that they're doing the best job that they can. Ultimately, though, again, and you look at New York City, right?
Well, it's not even New York City.
But what do you call it? The bail reform, right?
Yeah.
Now it's even worse.
Well, even before that, though, I mean, you talk to police officers. We have a division that manages money for police officers. They'll tell you all the time, we know where the bad guys are. We arrest these people all the time. I see them back out in the streets.
Same people.
A year later, 2 years later, I think to myself, wait a minute, how is this drug addict still back out here? We busted him. How did this guy? How did this guy break into 17 homes? I busted him, and I see him back out in the streets again. It's a shame. Yeah,
it really is.
It's absolutely a huge part. But a lot of what he says says makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, he comes across as an arrogant, you know what?
Yes,
it's never going to roll.
Because he is.
And look at, if you want the Democratic nomination right now, you're not going to say, hey, we're going to Xerox. It's all black people who are causing these crimes, and they're all male minorities, and we should just throw them up against a wall. Good luck winning that nomination.
Yeah, good luck.
Can you imagine? First of all, Trump needs to win about 2% more of the black vote to just completely landslide the whole election, right? He needs to go from 8% to 10, right? We had Alan West on. I was watching some videos of Alan West prior to us having him on the show last week. He thinks that Trump might get 20% of the black vote.
He will.
If he gets 15% of the black vote, 20. This thing is over, right?
I'll tell you why. Because they're seeing it now, right? Yeah. They're seeing
results.
As Alan West said on our show on Saturday, they're seeing the results.
Well, I think they're starting to realize,
wait a minute now.
Especially the inner city is realizing, wait a minute, we had Obama, and the promise was big government was going to help us, right? Our community was going to be better. The result was it got worse, not better, right? Yep. Now we're seeing smaller government, less regulations, and the communities are getting better. Yeah.
Right. The funny thing is that, again, everything they want Trump to be, Bloomberg really is, and yet they're still trying to foist him to be the front runner and push him out in advance.
Well, he's spending as much money as he can to be that front runner, that's for sure.
Well, this is personal for him. Yeah. Bloomberg hates Trump. Hillary hates Trump. This is not about Bloomberg's talking about in his ads about, I want to reunite America. I love America. Bloomberg loves money. Yeah. And Bloomberg loves Bloomberg, right? That's what he loves. Right? Those are the two things that Bloomberg loves. Yeah. Bloomberg may or may not love America. I don't know. But I know two things. I know Bloomberg loves Bloomberg and Bloomberg loves money, right? But I know that Hillary does not like America as it stands, right? And so between Bloomberg and Hillary, their goal is to get rid of Trump. It's not to unite America.
Yeah, well, the whole Democrat
They're not running to unite America. No. They're running because of their hatred of Trump, very clearly and very simply. But Bloomberg, he looks down his nose at minorities, whether they're African American, whether they're Hispanic, doesn't matter. The comments on healthcare are almost as bad. I mean, we're just going to roll through some of these things. Farmers are the same. And I love how these the defenders come out and say, "Well, you didn't listen to the whole quote. It was out of context. It was, if you listen to the whole thing, he was talking about farmers 3,000 years ago." No, he wasn't.
Yeah, 3,000 years ago.
I went back. I watched the whole. In fact, I'll play you the thing that was not out of context.
Yeah, let's play it.
Look at anybody who is Bloomberg is, and I think they have in the media. They've really painted him well. He is the billionaire oligarch. Mm-hmm. That's what he is, right? Yep. He is in a class of elitists that you and I will never know, right? Unless we win the Powerball, in which case we're still not going to know that kind of wealth, right? Yeah. He is in a class where everybody is dumber than Bloomberg is, right? Everybody is less intelligent than Bloomberg. And
he'd be a great matchup for Trump, because Trump, although being sorry, we got a little Yorkie Fox Terrier out there who wants to come in. Trump is a billionaire, but he comes across as the working class man, right? He comes across as, I'll put that helmet on with you and go out there and shovel the hole with you.
I'll get on the track and drive around NASCAR, which was awesome.
That was awesome.
Good for him. Talk about extra points for triggering Maggie Haberman at the New York Times. I mean, she just went off on, he's using the government apparatus for a campaign. Blah, blah, blah,
it's illegal. They said, oh my God. Obama used to take the limo to get burgers.
Yes,
in Washington, because he liked this burger joint. So he would get all the Secret Service together, instead of just saying to somebody, and I know this because I know somebody who works at the Pentagon, he used to say, instead of just saying to somebody, here's $20, could you go get me some burgers from this place? He'd get everybody, Secret Service together, the limo, so everybody could see him and he could go through town. That was just fine for the left, the left-wing media. That was just fine. He says, gentlemen, start your engines at one of the greatest races in the country every year, and that takes one lap around, and apparently that's illegal. And
the funny thing is,
he won about 2 million votes there, by the way.
I think he's already got the votes, right? Yeah. So that was the thing I was going to say, is that the Democrats he's used this as a political campaign event to get votes. I mean, no.
He's already got that vote.
Look I mean, come on. There's not a single person at the NASCAR race at the Daytona 500 voting for anyone that has a D after their name. I don't care who it is.
Yeah.
No way in hell, because again, you guys on the left have called us deplorables. Yeah. Bloomberg's out there calling us stupid.
Well, first of all, the left at one point, I mean, I raced cars for fun. They tried to ban drag racing.
Yeah,
It was an environmental hazard, they said. It was going to cause too much CO2 carbons, right?
Yeah. For what? For the point, 6 seconds that goes down the track?
Yeah, they literally, they literally tried to wipe out the fuel that runs race cars.
Geez.
So,
Well, Bernie wants to wipe out fossil fuels.
Yeah.
That's his campaign. So think about the
except for his Audi. There'll be a little reserve for his Audi, yeah.
The campaign contribution to the left is hilarious, right? So Bernie's out there talking about, literally, I would shut down fracking. One of the best, brightest spots in our economy is our independent energy oil and oil production.
We finally are not dependent on terrorist countries for our fuel supply.
So the Democrat field in general is out there, and they're talking about, we want to do prison reform. Trump, check, already done, right? We need to reform education. Yep, Trump's on that too. I mean, everything that they're talking about doing, Trump is on. All right, Mitty, come on in.
I'm going to let her in.
You can let her in. Come on.
He's driving us nuts.
We have 3 program observers here. We'll keep this all as regular audio, so we won't edit this one. We'll keep this so you can see the behind the scenes on the video. But we have 3 program observers. Of course, Kelsey is here. She's kind of like the producer, right? So she's writing stuff and telling us, don't forget to plug this, don't forget to plug that, listening to the levels, making sure things are right.
That's what has caused so much aggravation outside.
This is the second program observer right here. Mitty, the super sport. And then, of course, our third is Napa is out there. Napa doesn't get to come in.
Yeah, so Napa's a good dog.
Patiently waits by the window. And just
Napa's been trained the appropriate way that a dog should be trained to behave.
Anyway.
Not the little Yorkie Fox Terrier.
No. What is it about little dogs? Like, little dogs are just untrainable. They train us.
They got short dog syndrome.
I don't know what it is, but like all little dogs.
Short dog syndrome.
Anyway. All right. Now you're happy now, Mitt? Don't pee on the floor. All right. Anyways, so most of what is on positive of the Democrats' campaign promises, prison reform and stuff like that, every time they say something, like Bloomberg's like, we're going to come out there and we're going to create job programs so that we can help to lift African-American communities up. Yeah, Trump's done that. Check that out. Check out the list. I mean, the reality of it is he's done. I mean, Trump has accomplished in just 3 years. But they hate him so much.
Fighting for school choice.
So much. It's crazy. Yeah. Let's play some more Bloomberg clips because these are just all priceless. Let me see. This is... Let's play the farmer one because this really shows how much he just detests folks that are on the.
I just can't wait till the debate. Can you imagine whoever he's going to debate? Pick one, right? Pick one. If it is Bloomberg, if it's Biden, I mean Trump is going to be just.
Well, he's going to get. I think. Look, you've got people like Biden, and even take Biden. Now, Biden's not been the best in the campaign, right? On the debates. Biden has struggled in the debates, right? So for Biden to get back on top, which I think is almost impossible at this point, he really needs to come out and have like a really, really solid debate performance. Honest to God, I don't think he's capable of it.
Yeah.
But Bernie is pretty slick. Elizabeth Warren is on a debate stage is pretty good as well. And so is Pete Buttigieg.
Mayor Pete.
They're going to, when Bloomberg, remember, keep in mind, folks, again, Bloomberg has never run a political campaign. Bloomberg was handpicked by Rudy Giuliani. He walked into the mayor's office. He was reelected a second term because he didn't completely screw things up at that point yet. And then he really didn't completely screw things up in New York. He just, got on his high horse and told everybody how to live, right? You can't have oversized sodas. You can't have fried foods. And we can't have trans fats. So Bloomberg, of course, he did the stop and frisk thing. That was bad.
The thing is, though, you got 18 miles that want to be told what to do, apparently.
Well, for the most
right?
part.
I mean, that's the problem in New York State, right?
Clearly they're voting for Cuomo. They're too stupid to do things on their own,
That's right.
obviously, right?
That's right.
So,
you've got 18 miles that wants to be told what to do. They want to control. They think like that, right? Like, no, okay, well, apparently there is a lot of people who don't know how to eat, so we better tell them how to do it.
I guess so. The more you hear Bloomberg, and again, we said this from the get-go, nobody likes Bloomberg because he's an elitist. He looks down his nose at people. Like Donald Trump actually has friends, right? Yeah. Donald Trump has a group of people that like Donald. They like the Trump family. They're friends of Trump. He's got associates. He's got business people. He's got friends. Bloomberg doesn't have any of those things.
Well, Trump's going to win once again. He's going to win that.
Bloomberg has servants.
He's going to win that working union man vote, right? That's what he won last time. Yep. All the Teamsters, maybe some of the top leadership wanted Hillary because they were, being paid off. But the folks that put their boots on every day that went to work, they voted Trump. They're going to vote Trump again.
Absolutely. We're not voting for Bloomberg. I mean, again, Bloomberg, whether it be he's insulted factory workers, he's insulted farmers. Let's listen to this clip actually, because this goes through. He hits a couple groups here.
And we could teach processes. I could teach anybody.
This, by the way, is the full clip, not the just the piece out. This is the full clip. So this is all the liberals that were defending him said, you didn't hear the whole thing. I was taken out of context. This is the context of the whole thing. Okay, I want you to hear the whole thing. It's a minute long. Oops.
Even people in this room, so no offense intended, to be a farmer. It's a process. You dig a hole, you put a seed in, you put dirt on top, add water, up comes the corn. Then we had 300, you could learn that. Then you have 300 years of the industrial society. You put the piece of metal on the lathe, you turn the crank in the direction of the arrow, and you can have a job. And we created a lot of jobs. 98% of the world worked in agriculture. Today, it's 2% in the United States. Now comes the information economy. And the information economy is fundamentally different because it's built around replacing people with technology.
So replacing people with technology and equipment. I got news for you, Mini Mike. That's what farmers did too. I mean, honestly,
did he not get that?
I'm going to go back and play this whole clip again. But
did he not get that they used to like pick corn by hand? Now there's these big machines that come in,
right? I got to tell you something. The farmers from 100 years ago, 200 years ago, far different than what they are today, right?
It's a tech business.
Let me tell you,
it's a tech business. You better understand technology, or you are not farming.
It's more than that. And let me tell you this. And yes, as tech hard, of course it is. But farming's not easy either. And let me say this: I have, as many people know, I have 100 acres out in Alden, in my hometown, and that's my hunting property, right? So the whole property is managed just for wildlife. So the logging that we did was not for money. It was for the wildlife. We took the trees out that were going to be non-helpful. We left the trees that were, and so on and so forth. We have about 10 acres of food plots. So about 10% of the property is food plots. I have yet to get a successful field of corn to grow. Right now, I've planted other things. We get clover to grow, and we get winter wheat, and we get these different things to grow. But let me tell you something. I thought it would be easy, right? You'd buy the trap, just like Bloomberg. You drop in the hole, you come over,
dig a hole.
Oh no. There's a lot that goes into it. So
little rain comes.
Poof. Right. No. First of all, you got to test the soil, right? You got to know which seeds go with which fertilizers, right? There's on fertilizers 3 numbers, right? Each number is a different thing. Part of the number is potash, part is nitrogen or whatever it is. But there's different chemicals or compounds that are each of those different numbers. So you got to know what fertilizer goes best with what seed, right? You've got to plant the corn at the right depth. You've got to test the soil to see what the pH level is. You got to know if you got to add lime or add something else to it. It's not easy.
Got to worry about insects, and then of course, what's out of your control is the weather, right? So
exactly, and that's the hardest part is that you get everything ready, and the food plot is all turned over. All the weeds are out. Everything is good and ready to, and then you have to wait for the weather. And then as soon as there's going to be rain, no matter what you're doing, you have to drop what you're doing and go out and plant the field before the rain comes, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot that goes into it. It's not just simply, you just drop a seed in the ground, you cover it with dirt, and up grows corn. It's not. It's just not. I mean, I've done it. Yeah. I've done it firsthand, and I have planted. We've done turnips, we've done winter wheat, we've done soybeans, we've done corn. Corn's probably the most difficult, but it's not. Again, if it's not, Bloomberg, it's just news. I mean, okay, well, anyone can go out and gather news and just report on it, Mike. That's what you did, right? Somehow you were paid gajillions of dollars, and whatever. Let me just play this whole clip again. Actually, I'll just back it up a little bit. But really, come on, back up. I can't get them. There we go. He just detests anybody who's not in his, and that's why he has no friends. Bloomberg has no friends. There's nobody who stepped up and said, I think Bloomberg's a great guy. But like Trump, you can know who's friends with Trump and who isn't. Bloomberg has no friends because nobody likes Mike Bloomberg. Bloomberg doesn't have friends. He has servants. That's what he has.
In agriculture today, it's 2% in the United States. Now comes the information economy. And the information economy is fundamentally different because it's built around replacing people with technology. And the skill sets that you have to learn are how to think and analyze. And that is a whole degree level.
Oh, well, they didn't have to think and analyze before.
You have to have a different skill set.
You know why? Because he made money. He made money doing this.
Right.
So now he's so much smarter than everybody else. I got it.
So you farmers and you factory workers,
You never had to analyze anything.
Yeah, you don't know how to analyze things. Like, as farmers don't know how to look at a field and figure out what to plant, and there's no analysis that goes into it.
No.
But Mini Mike, he's smarter
industry.
than you.
Yeah,
that's right.
His industry. A lot of analysis goes into that.
Another reason why nobody likes Mini Mike, right?
Yeah.
These, by the way, all these clips are available on our Facebook page and our Twitter feed. We'll make sure they're all posted up there. If you want to find out all of our links, we're active on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can go to our website again, thefinancialguys.com. You can find all those links. Of course, our YouTube channel. We are going to start to put up educational videos as well. So a lot of these videos that we're doing are podcast videos or things like that. But we are actually creating an entire training program. We're building out our TFG Academy in video format. So we've equipped our training center in our flagship office with all kinds of equipment so that we can film and take some of our seminars and our workshops, our educational workshops, and we can turn those into a video series so that you can watch and learn at home. Because our belief is that, well-educated public, especially when it comes to finance, serves us all well. And we're not going to sit here and talk down to people. We want to lift people up, and we want to explain to you, how to put together a budget, how to look at Social Security and optimize things like that, how to make sure you don't run out of money in retirement, how to structure a portfolio, how to rebalance and things like that. Those are all things that, are teachable things that are just not rocket science, but certainly it takes a level of, at least education to understand some of these different types of principles that we live each and every day in our industry. So more information on that, again, go to our website at thefinancialguys.com.
Yeah, and if you have any specific financial questions, you can go to our website and just shoot us an email. Interested in this, curious about this, trying to learn more about this, and we'll make sure we get back to you and to try to point you in the right direction. If you'd like a free consultation when it comes to you and your money, hit our website, and we'll make sure we hook you up with the appropriate office, whether it's a Buffalo office, Rochester office, or down in South Florida, which is where we are today. I'm not wearing a suit, but back on a plane shortly, so unfortunately, but back and forth. But we do have offices down in South Florida. A lot of folks, by the way, that have been using us that live up north and down south and go back and forth. And we have the ability to work with, they have the ability to work with two advisors, one down south if they need anything, and one back up north when they're back up in the Buffalo, Rochester area. So use our team as a resource for sure, thefinancialguys.com.
Yep, you can always call us as well. 833-FIN-GUYS is our toll-free number, 833-FIN-GUYS.
Oh, by the way, a brawl erupted at the Sanders event. Did you see that?
I'm surprised they actually threw punches. I thought they would just try to slap each other.
Boy, the all-loving liberal left. The all-loving liberal left. What's funny is you don't see too many brawls at the Trump rallies. How could that be?
In fact, I haven't seen any.
50, 60,000 people. I mean, I was at the one down in Sunshine, Florida, and there was probably, 10,000 people outside. Just outside, just hanging out. I didn't see one fight. I didn't see anybody disrespectful. I didn't see any of that, right? Not even with the protesters. There was some protesters out there. Yeah, maybe there was some words, but nobody was going over punching anybody.
No, the violence is on the left. There's no doubt about it. The violence, again, the left they are masters at projection.
Yeah, they are mentally ill, by the way. Totally mentally ill. All loving, all encompassing. They show up with their peace little symbols on on the back bumper of their car. Then they go mace you. Yeah, then they can start throwing punches. It's unreal. It's unreal. They show up with their little dune buggy cars or little cars with their peace signs, and they're all loving and coexist
with everybody unless you're wearing a MAGA hat.
Coexist, and then they get out
with a MAGA hat. F you.
Yeah,
right.
Coexist, and then they hop out with a baseball.
But you know what? But if you're a radical Muslim, we just want to embrace you and put our arms around you it's because of the lack of economic opportunity. That's why you became a radical, right? What the left is. Let's play one more clip here. This is Mike actually got more clips, but let's play this clip next. This is Bloomberg on how more on blacks and Latinos.
Okay.
People who maybe don't have a formal education, have dropped out of school, or don't have great command of the English language, or have a blemish on their resume which would keep them from getting a job at a more traditional firm where they do an extensive background check. And so we've tried to attract industries that can use the people here who are unemployed. But nevertheless, there's this enormous cohort of black and Latino males aged, let's say, 16 to 25, that don't have jobs, don't have any prospects, don't know how to find jobs, don't know what their skill sets are, don't know how to behave in the workplace where they have to work.
That's electable.
Right?
Good luck. You are a black male and you don't know how to behave in the workforce. Elect me for the Democrat nomination in 2020.
Right. Good luck. No shot, Mini Mike.
Good luck.
Shot whatsoever. it's sad. If he were to talk about some of the root causes, like we have failing school districts.
That's right.
Some of these kids are not getting the discipline at home that they need.
Well, by the way,
the government has destroyed the African American household by replacing the male with government, basically, right?
And it's not just the black community. There's many inner city white families that are on welfare as well that need to get out of these failing school systems, just like the inner city black kids do.
But if he was talking about the root causes and how to fix them,
that's right.
If he was talking about the fact that these folks are not getting the education that they deserve,
right?
And how do we fix that? Well, we fix that with school vouchers. We fix that with school choice. We fix that by shutting down the schools that are failing, and by the way, holding the teachers and the principals accountable that are failing. And I use Buffalo as an example. Crystal Barton is still a principal. She is still there, okay? She's still there, right? If you don't know who that is, she was the principal at McKinley High School that harassed a student and ultimately forced her out of school and almost destroyed this girl's life. Crystal Barton is an absolutely useless individual that belongs nowhere near children and certainly doesn't belong as the head of a school. And Crystal, if you want to come on, I'm happy to debate you. I would love to have you on the show. But she's still there. You can't replace somebody like that. That's the problem, right?
Not only is she still there, Glenn, she's still getting pensions and raises, right? Yes, all these people you think about in the public sector, right? And we're trying to build a company and you're operating on margins and all that stuff. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff, right? They 30% graduation rate, no big deal, right? Not a big deal at all. If we had 30% success rate in our business, could talk about a failure.
Could you imagine?
Talk about
30% of you are going to be able to retire. How about that? How about you come to our office, we'll do your retirement plan, and let's just say 50-50. Or how about this? We run a doctor's office. Come into our office, and we'll give you the right medication half of the time. Okay? That's what we have in most of our school systems, right? We have half of these students, if that, are actually graduating. So look, let me just play the clip again. If you want to knock, but the way he comes across, right? The way he comes across is, well, they can't speak proper English. Maybe they have a blemish on their resume. We got to get them jobs that maybe they wouldn't. How about this? How about we just give them the opportunity to pick the school of their choice so that they have an opportunity to get an education and move up, because that's what most people want anyways. The Democrat policies have kept inner city folks down, really. I mean, between the lack of opportunity, lack of education with the school districts, all some of these mandatory programs, which ultimately hurt. Minimum wage, especially, is one of the most disastrous for the minority communities. No question about it.
Well, they've done nothing to help these school districts.
Study after study after study has
nothing to change these school districts. In the city of Buffalo, we proposed having 5-minute or 10-minute longer school day, right? Keep these kids in school so they can't go home to their crack-infested household, right? There's no father figure in the home, mom's gone. Let's keep them in school longer. Not a bad idea, right? Let's have multiple shifts if we need to. Let's break the cycle of 40% graduation rates, where it really is probably 25% because they're pushing these kids through. Let's break that cycle. Couldn't do it. Not even 10 minutes to the school day they couldn't have.
I'm telling you what, competition would fix it like that. Yep. Right? Competition, school competition, and giving people the opportunity to pick their school.
But as you said, being able to fire teachers
out of business.
Being able to fire teachers. Hey, guess what? This school goes out of business. You all lose your job, right? Yep. We're not filtering you, moving you over into school 74 if 73 fails.
But that's what they need to do. Like McKinley High School needs to be shut down, and a new charter school needs to replace it, right? There are good schools. We went to tour a couple of them. Amazing, some of these schools. And there are teachers that desperately want to educate these folks, and they don't have the resources. Why? Because a lot of these resources, again, are being sucked up by administrators, principals, superintendents, all people that don't actually educate kids, sadly. But let me just finish this clip, and then we'll go to the next one, because there's more insults coming from Bloomberg.
Black and Latino males aged, let's say, 16 to 25, that don't have jobs, don't have any prospects, don't know how to find jobs, don't know what their skill sets are, don't know how to behave in the workplace where they have to work.
Yeah, that's definitely a winner. You stick with that. That's definitely a winner. Let's move to the next clip. This is, let's see, what else we got here? So far he's insulted Latinos, African Americans, farmers, factory workers. Oh, let's see if we can get one on old people. Let's see if we can get them.
They don't vote.
Yeah, they don't vote. Man, he is honest to God. Do I have that clip here? Here it is. This is good too.
If you're bleeding, they'll stop the bleeding. If you need an X-ray, you're going to have to wait. That's just, and all of these costs keep going up. Nobody wants to pay any more money. And at the rate we're going, healthcare is going to bankrupt us. So not only do we have a problem, it's going to bankrupt us. And we've got to sit here and say which things we're going to do and which things we're not. Nobody wants to do that. If you show up with prostate cancer and you're 95 years old, we should say, go and enjoy, have an ice cream, lead a long life. There's no cure, and you can't do anything. If you're a young person, we should do something.
So if you're 95, we're not going to help you.
Well, first of all, prostate cancer is curable.
Curable, yeah. It's
arguably, here's the thing. At 95 years old, if you walk in and you're diagnosed with prostate cancer is such a slow-moving cancer that's not going to treat you anyways. I got news for you. But again, Mike, I got news for you. Mini Mike, stick to the ads.
Yeah.
Stop letting them. Don't do any more public speaking. Don't get on. Don't do any more interviews. How about this, Mike? Don't open your mouth anymore if you really want to win the election and beat Trump. If I were you, I would stop doing interviews and I would just play your fake ads because your ads are pretty good.
Especially
they're not real. But
did he get the Democrat playbook? The Democrat playbook is healthcare for everybody, not taking it away from everybody.
No,
it's free healthcare for everybody. It's we don't care if you're 100 years old. We're going to pay for it.
So let's just go down the list. We're going to throw minorities up against the wall and frisk them as a way to prevent gun violence.
We know, by the way,
healthcare.
we Xerox copy exactly what they look like. They're all black males who
18
cause
to
crimes.
25 that are all causing all the crime, according to Bloomberg. He's going to take away health care from old people because you're not worth it. If you're black and Hispanic, you don't know how to speak and get a proper job. He mentioned that earlier. If you're a farmer or a factory worker, you're just playing out stupid, according to Bloomberg. It's not rocket science to be able to dig a hole, drop a seed, and cover it with dirt, and then that's it.
It's not what he did. It's not what he did.
Yeah.
What he did was very technical, very savvy.
Right.
Need to be very bright, and you need to constantly change and acclimate yourself to what's happening. You don't need to do that if you're a farmer or a factory worker.
Did I miss anything? Did I miss anybody he's insulted at this point?
Did you get the old people?
I got the old people. Yeah, he definitely doesn't like those folks.
Nope.
He's really amazing. I mean, really, when you look at, this is the best part. I love the farmer quote though. It's in the information age. See, we use technology to replace ourselves. Jeez, let's see, what's out there picking the corn from the stalks now? Would that be a machine or? What a joke. By the way.
I was on a wine tour, by the way, and they were explaining the machines that pick the grapes now.
Oh, it's amazing.
And it is really amazing. These little sensors are telling what type of grape it is. It's unreal.
It's crazy.
It's unreal.
The technology for some of this stuff is real.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, what they're saying about the illegal immigrants, we talked about this on a radio show. First of all, most of the farm workers in this country are here on work visas. They're not here illegally. They're here with work visas. They have a tax ID number. They pay taxes. And they take the money and they go back to their home country and usually Mexico, and they bring the money back to their family. Nothing wrong with that. They're hardworking individuals.
Often, many times, working for the same farm for decades.
Absolutely. They're not the illegals. But if you listen to Democrats, what they would say is, well, all these illegals that are here, what would we do without them? We wouldn't be able to, who would pick our crops in the fields? Geez, what did they say, 150 years ago about the cotton? What was the Democrats saying back then? Boy, if we don't have who's going to pick the cotton in our fields? Gee, it sounds eerily similar to if we don't have illegal immigrants. Yeah. And let me tell you something. They want to do the same thing with you and basically make you dependent on the Democrat Party. And they're not falling for it either. Not the ones that are here legally, at least. The ones that are here legally that just want the handouts, they're not voting. They don't care.
No.
Right? But the ones that are here legally are voting. And they do care. And to be honest with you, they side mainly with Trump. Yep. They don't. In fact, every immigrant that I know that's here from another country, especially the ones from Latin America, are absolutely against illegal immigration. Absolutely, 100% against
they get it. They understand why they left there.
They totally get it.
Yeah, what freedom. It's funny you said that. I was at a party a few months ago, actually, and I was talking to somebody whose family fled Venezuela years ago, and he was like, Mike, I don't understand what these people are looking at. I just don't get it. Like, my family understands firsthand what socialism does to your family, what socialism does to a country.
But this is
why
Democrat.
anybody would want that here blows my mind.
Well, because this is different, Mike.
Yeah.
Again, this is Democrat socialism,
Yeah,
according to Bernie.
it wasn't Democrat
When you look
socialism
at the
in
actual, like the
Venezuela.
Twitter handle or the Facebook page of the Socialist Party in America, it's the United, whatever it's called, America's Socialist Party, whatever. It's hilarious because that's what they say on their Twitter feed or that all their literature is. This is different. This is not like all the other socialism of the past. No. This is different because this is democratic socialism. And I think I could probably find a clip of someone. We play it on a Saturday show. I bet you I could find a clip of him saying, and I know he said it before, this is different. This is Democrat socialism. There's a difference. This time, you vote for me, and then I take all your stuff. That's exactly how it works, by the way. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
And then you vote for more of it to fix the problem, and more of it to fix the last problem, and more of it to fix that one.
Exactly. Yep. So there's more Bloomberg clips here, but why don't we wrap up the show? This has been, I think we're over a half hour at this point. So we'll save the rest of it for Saturday's show. Don't forget, folks, we are on 3 different stations every single Saturday, every single weekend, Saturday and Sunday now in South Florida as well. So we are on 1180 Wham in Rochester, 1 to 3 every Saturday. WBEN 1 to 3 every Saturday, WFTL in South Florida 1 to 2 every Saturday, and 10 to 11 every Sunday, and hopefully bringing on more markets soon. So keep tuned to that. And again, our YouTube channel. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, thank you for that. If you are watching on YouTube, do us a favor, click the bell button below so you get notifications on all the different, every time we come up with a new podcast or new video. Subscribe, that helps us a lot. We certainly do appreciate it. And if you are listening to this on Spotify or the iTunes Store or whatever, do us a favor, share this podcast with your friends. Give us a thumbs up and like it as well. That helps us a lot. And I think it's really important to share this message because soon, I don't know what platforms we're going to be left on, but certainly if as we get closer and closer to the election, the liberals are doing everything they can to take people off of Twitter, Facebook, and places like that. So, and of course, Google owns YouTube, so we'll see how long we're here. But again, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you need us throughout the week, folks, again, we do manage money for a living. You've been listening to the Financial Guys, Glenn Wiggle, Mike Lomas. You can reach us at the office by going to our website at thefinancialguys.com, or you can always call our office at 833-FIN-GUYS. Again, 833-FIN-GUYS. All right, on behalf of Mike Lomas, I'm Glenn Wiggle. We're the Financial Guys, and we'll see you next week right here on the Financial Guys podcast. Thanks again.